See Sheldon and Clark at the top of your screen. Whoa, 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 what do we got going on here?
Oh, there's a little extra right there.
Sheldon all over Clark, and oh, they get into it a bit here. Caitlin Clark hits the deck.
It is getting spicy in Indiana.
Oh, and Marina Mabry's going to get ejected.
Marina Mabry kind of blindsided Clark there. Oh, boy. Sheldon and Cunningham are getting into it. These two teams do not like each other. That's what this is right here, getting even.
Last night's game between the Fever and Sun was a chippy affair that overshadowed the Fever clinching a spot in the Commissioner's Cup. Tensions were high when Caitlin Clark got into it with Sheldon early in the game and only continued to grow after she poked Clark in the eye in a play in the third. Tempers finally broke in the closing minute when a fight broke out that resulted in 3 players being ejected. Here's Caitlin Clark on what went down.
I'm a passionate player, but at the end of the day, I'm here to play basketball, and that's what it is, and my game's going to talk, and that's all that really matters, and I love this game, and I'm going to give it everything I have, so I think that's what competitors do. You just step right back up to the challenge.
Okay, Stephen A., here's what I want to know from you. Hi, Monica.
Oh, no.
Have you with us?
Hi, Mom.
Monica.
No.
I don't want to go first.
I don't need to start because I wouldn't even have put this in the show,
No, you need
honestly.
to start.
What you want me to say?
You need to start.
Talk to me.
Whatever Molly asks.
Okay, I'll ask you the same thing I asked in the commercial break, right? Mm-hmm. Is this a big deal, or is this just because more people are paying attention and it's women?
The latter. More people are paying attention, and credit Caitlin Clark for the way that she has elevated the game, right? All that she has brought to the forefront. Let's go through some of the players in this one, right? Clark and J.C. Sheldon have been competing against each other at Ohio State and Iowa, respectively, for years in the Big Ten, okay, competition. First overall draft pick, 5th overall draft pick, same draft class. Then you've got, who else was involved in this? Marina Mabry, who has had her share of moments as a known trash talker, competitor, defender, in-your-face personality in the WNBA. Then I think down the stretch, we had Sheldon again, and then Sophie Cunningham, back to her days at Missouri. Same energy from Sophie Cunningham. Not going back down, tenacious defender, super competitor. Do I want the WNBA to turn into WWE? No, of course not. But I do think that the idea that competition does not allow for space for tempers to flare at times, that's ridiculous. We can look at this across any sport, right? Particularly when there are men. And if things get heated, we chalk it up to, oh, they were passionate. And it's nothing, right? It was not great, but to me, as I'm watching it, Caitlin Clark is an incredible competitor, as you heard her say post-game. She's doing plenty of talking with her game, and I will add to this particular game, the Connecticut Sun are struggling badly this year, and so there is probably a lack of patience with them and maybe not making all the smartest plays over the course of the game. But I don't know that I would have even had this conversation this morning, Molly. In fact, I saw this happen and flipped over to the much better game, which happened to be the Liberty and the Dream.
Finished?
Go ahead.
I just
What
want
you
to
got?
make sure you finish, Monica. Okay. First of all, I want you to listen to my point, Monica, because this is funny to me. Okay? Clearly, when it comes to Caitlin Clark, there's some resentment, as I've articulated before. What people are missing, Monica, is I have no problem with it whatsoever. Oh. Okay, yes, there's resentment because, first of all, you're absolutely right. This is much ado about nothing. In the heat of competition, tempers flare. You know, last time I checked, women got tempers just like men do. Ain't no problem. Ain't no problem at all. Ain't no big deal at all. I love it personally. Now, here's the thing about it, because I want to make sure everybody understands what I'm about to say. Caitlin Clark being that golden goose per se, that rising tide that's lifting all boats, I stand by my past proclamations that there's resentment towards her because of that. But I want to take it a step further. There's also resentment towards her because she instigates resentment towards her sometimes. Oh, Caitlin could clap at you now. Yes. Caitlin can antagonize you now. Remember in college, doggy, Eminem, the whole Angel Reese thing with her started because when Caitlin was giving it to everybody else, she was the one waving in their face. And that's why when Angel Reese and LSU got a hold of her, Angel Reese was like, yeah, it's your turn. That's where it came from. It was instigated by Caitlin Clark. She got her comeuppance, and she was big enough to embrace it and accept it and say, yo, I deserve it. It was my my turn because they got me good. South Carolina didn't do it to them when they spanked Iowa in the championship game, but nevertheless, she comes to the WNBA, and you see a little shove here and there. You see her throwing a little elbow here and there. You see her talking smack. Caitlin Clark does this. So on top of the fact that she can play, because the girl's a shooter, and she's an assist maven as well, leading the league in assists and stuff like that. She's special 4th in league MVP honors last year, Rookie of the Year. But she's also somebody, Doggy, you will appreciate this, kind of like Larry Bird was. When Larry Bird shooting the lights out and stuff like that. But Larry Bird also talked junk. Dr. J was one of the nicest, sweetest people on the planet. People said he making house calls, helped invite America into the NBA in America's living rooms. And Dr. J swung on Larry Bird. Why? Because Larry Bird say, I'm about to hit this jumper right here on you. Bam. I'm about to hit this three right here on you. Bam. I'm about to spin. I'm about to fall away on you right here. Bam. And we're just talking smack. Caitlin Clark is that person as well. So the vitriol that she gets, some of it is self-induced. I just happen to love it because that's sports. Any problem with that, Eminem?
I say we on the look at us on the same page today, because I was a little worried when we got the production call, because I was like, what they about to be on? Go ahead, Doggy, where you at?
Well, I think she reminds me of Pistol Pete. I mean, she's got a lot of Pistol Pete in her. #1 pick. Holly, fun offensive player at Iowa, Pistol Pete at LSU. But there has to be some level of professional resentment because Caitlin Clark's in all the State Farm commercials. She's made a fortune off the court. She hasn't won a championship yet. She is, they had a preseason game this year, her team in Iowa. You know what the rating was?
Crazy.
1.2 million watched on TV because of Caitlin Clark. People read about that. They see that. They were in the league long before she was. They helped build the league. Here she comes in and the whole world's not paying attention. There's no way you cannot tell me that there isn't some level of annoyance that she's gotten all this publicity early on.
Okay, let me just say this. I appreciate y'all being very mindful of your word choices today, and nobody has said jealous, because I was ready to go off if somebody said jealous. Professional resentment, annoyance, whatever you want to say. This is what I will say. We got to stop acting like we can only experience one emotion at a time. As humans, period, and particularly in sport. Is there probably professional resentment? Sure. Are you certainly annoyed? Sure. Especially when you got to stop her and she pulling up from half court, knocking down 3 and then sticking her tongue out? Sure, right? But can you also appreciate what she has done for the league? Yes, that also can coexist. And so I think this idea that it's one or the other is unfair, especially in sport. And literally, 2 seconds apart, I can be thrilled for making a basket and then pissed because I gave up a turnover.
It happens in our industry.
You can have multiple
the board, it happens.
emotions.
Exactly.
Go ahead, I say.
One of my boys just texted me, and he said, he says, she's the Eminem of sports. And I said, well, here's the difference. Eminem is universally revered. You got the brothers loving that brother.
Okay.
Caitlin Clark ain't quite there yet. And I'm not talking about black girls instead of white. I'm talking about period, just the culture of the WNBA. You got both people. There's resentment. But again, she invites it because Caitlin Clark talks some trash now. She talks some trash, and she can antagonize you.
The visual piece, though, for people that are a little uncomfortable when women are, like, the intensity, the aggressiveness on the court, that people aren't used to seeing it.
Yeah.
I still think that's part of it, too.
I know we got to wrap this, Molly. I think that is a huge part of it, right? Embracing what competition looks like from women competing at a high level.
Yes, Stephen A., and I'm going to give you a great example.
And I want to hear the example. But I will also add, too, to your point, S.A., to me, the way that there has been this caping for her teeters on the line of disrespect, because to your point, disrespect of who she is and what she has built and proven to be on the basketball court, because to your point, she's not ducking nothing. She 100% stands on her game, and her game is why she has been able to become such a megastar. That is at the root of it, and she loves this game of basketball. So I don't think she was tripping, so I don't think other folks should trip.
I just want to say this really quick, and I know we have to go to break, but in terms of people watching women being physical, I remember a time when I was on a show, MMA Live, here at ESPN. I don't know, maybe 10 years ago. And I was told that women will never fight in the UFC. Like, no one ever wants to see that. You can't see, and now look at it.
Yep.
So I still think, Stephen A., there is that like stale mindset where people are uncomfortable with that visual as well. And now that more eyes are being drawn to the game and they're seeing it, I don't think it's just like Caitlin Clark vitriol as well. So I think we're reacting to quite a few different things.
You all are probably right. I'm just saying that I think it's a little bit, I think it's significantly different when it comes to UFC and boxing. You know, there is still a discomfort in some people's eyes of literally watching women beat up on one another. I think it's different than basketball and other sports like that. But I hear you.
And I don't care who it is, when you make it 3, I hate when men do it, women
like
do
a celebration.
Take it easy. And the tongue running down the court, the tongue.
I love it.
I can't stand that.
Because they're into it.
I can't stand
I don't mind it at all.
They're feeling themselves. They're in their rhythm.
Men do it too.
That's what sports is about.